Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. I had a good long holiday weekend, and I'm ready to get back to work. Um, let's get started. There's been a bunch of breaking news, and I would say the most important one, obviously, was the Patrick Mahomes deal that just happened yesterday. Patrick gets a 10-year, $450 million extension, but with the money included from the next 2 years before the extension even starts, stuff, it could be up to 500 million, maybe over. So it's a lot of money. It's the largest contract a sports athlete has ever received. I was not surprised that Mahomes got the extension. I knew the Chiefs wanted him, and I knew Patrick wanted to stay in the franchise. That was all clear. There are a few things that did surprise me, though. One was the 10-year commitment, because, like, baseball is the only contract you see that basically kind of has that, even then it's kind of slim. Like, usually it's like a 5-year commitment or so for a really good player before, and that's it. There's usually not a decade worth commitment. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, the one thing you have to keep in mind, though, is that if Patrick Mahomes starts to become an injury-prone quarterback, then it's good. Then this will definitely affect the franchise because you're paying this guy all this money, but he keeps not getting injured. Now, I don't feel like he's going to turn into a Carson Wentz to get yearly injured every year. I mean, hopefully he never gets injured again. But let's say if it's just one time only, then that's fine. But like, as long as he doesn't get injured every single year, then obviously the money would be worth it. Um, the next thing is the price. So because it's a 10-year extension, I knew it was going to be around 300 million because Carson has a 4-year, 108 million. So you can kind of do the math there. It's like, okay, well then for 10 years you think around 300. So it 150 million extra was a lot more than I anticipated. But oh well. Also, something to keep in mind is that now it's going to be difficult to surround players around him because there won't be a to go. And now since Mahomes is great, he doesn't need as much talent to surround him versus like a Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins per se. But it does help make things easier. Ask Tom Brady when he had weapons versus when he didn't. Um, this move was a gamble, I'll admit it, but it's paid off so far. Things have been going well. So if this gamble, so if Mahomes stays healthy and he delivers at least another Super Bowl, I feel like he can deliver at least a few more. Then it's going to be one of the best gambles ever by a sports franchise. So congrats to Patrick Mahomes on the contract. So some more breaking news came out today. So Bradley Beal won't be a part of the restart due to a shoulder injury. Um, so with him and Bertans out, there's no way Washington will sneak into that playoff discussion. I mean, it was a long shot for them anyways, but now they're definitely not going to. So now it's just a matter of who the 7 or 8 seed will be between Brooklyn and Orlando. But honestly, it doesn't matter because both teams will probably get swept either way. But in conclusion, though, if a team has Washington Wizards on their schedule, congrats, you basically got a freebie automatic win, in which every game counts for most teams at this point. Every game counts. So okay, now moving on to college football. So Power Five leaders are concerned about the recent coronavirus spikes and are going to wait until the end of the month to make a decision before starting the season on time. So not too much surprise there because in a month things could easily change. The Ivy League is deciding on their football future this week. It's going to be interesting to see what they do there. Recently, Penn State athletic director, I believe, could be coached, but maybe athletic director. And then the Oklahoma head coach, Lincoln Riley, said that spring football is definitely now a likely option. Remember, I said at the beginning of the pandemic, where all the different discussions were being thrown around, that if the season can't start on time, because that's why everyone would prefer, including me, but if the season can't start on time, then spring football is the best option. But a lot of people are like, oh, no, 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 that's good. Combine to the NFL draft and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, hey, if you want football in instead of being canceled altogether, I mean, I don't feel like waiting a month's going to extra to start in October is going to do much. Plus, you're going to have a shortened season and stuff like that. I just don't feel like it's going to work out. But spring, hopefully we have a vaccine by then. And also, the coronavirus so far appears to be a disease where once you get it, you're not going to get it again. So far, at least. I mean, that could change. But if that stays the case, then a lot more people can get over it time. So then that way, when spring rolls around, it's like, oh, a lot of people gone already. So we're not going to get that many more cases by then, hopefully. So I wish college football was like the NFL and just do what they want, but they don't have a commissioner to tell them what to do. They are dealing with not professionals who are getting paid, but students and their concerned parents, and are also dealing with medical professionals and the government and stuff like that because some states might not allow sports at all. So they have to deal with all those different circumstances. I wish I wish we had an answer though on the start, because like the NBA, NFL, we both have an they both know what they're gonna do. I mean, things could change obviously, but both know to start out what they're gonna do. And we also know what we also like don't know college basketball, but again, that's later on, so that's not as important. But college football is the one where it's like, okay, we need to know as soon as possible, yet we don't know anything, so it's kind of frustrating. So I feel for fans out there. Okay, next, the NFL said last week that they're thinking about handing out fines if players don't follow safety protocol this season. I'm not sure if they can force this, but they can. I am totally on board with this. The virus can be spread so easily. Football is more dangerous. All the players and staff members involved versus other sports where there's not as many people. But for example, let's say a Seattle Seahawk offensive lineman is careless with the safety protocols and gets the coronavirus, and then he accidentally gives it to Russell Wilson. Well, the Seahawks are like the Saints or the Cowboys, or whatever. They have a good backup quarterback. They have no good backup quarterback. So Russell Wilson goes down for a few weeks and everything's screwed. So it's going to be so that'll be very rough for Seattle. So therefore, I feel like they should enforce rules so we can get as safe a season as possible. That way, we don't have to have a lot of players being out due to COVID, especially star players. Um, so let's move on to Cam Newton. So a lot of people are I got to hear a lot of different takes over the weekend about Cam Newton going to sign the Patriots. Some people say it's like Randy Moss joined the Patriots in 2007, which I wouldn't go that far at all. But some people say he can easily get to the AFC Championship game, perhaps, and it's just like, are you kidding me? What are people smoking these days? Two things. One, even if Cam is 100% healthy for the whole season, even if he's 100% healthy, he still doesn't have any weapons around him besides Element. People keep on forgetting that. If Tom Brady struggled with these weapons last year, what do you think Cam Newton's going to do? Now, Cam Newton can run the football, which Tom Brady can't, so that brings a different element. But Cam Newton, A, is probably not going to run the football that much because he wants to stay healthy. And then B, it's just like, yeah, you can run the football. It's like, but if the team can stop your running and stop the other running backs on the Patriots from running and they make you throw it only, then you're not going to have a lot of weapons to throw it to. Also, this is what a lot of people forget as well. The Patriots, while their division is the hardest, they have the hardest schedule in the league. Well, let's review, shall we? The first game is at home versus Miami. I'm going to chalk that up as a win. Now, I honestly think it could be a loss. I'm not saying it's an automatic win, but I'm going to put it as a win. It's opener in New England. Can be like there's going to be a lot of excitement around stuff. You're not going to have two starting at that time, so I feel like Miami will probably lose that one. Then you go out Seattle, automatic loss. Automatic, unless coronavirus or injury strike, automatic loss. Not going to talk about that. Okay, and then Las Vegas comes to New England. And in Las Vegas, they could do decent, but again, New England should win that game, so they're starting off 2-1. And then they go to Kansas City, automatic loss. Automatic loss. Okay, and then they host Denver, which I feel like Denver will be a better team actually, but because it's Drew Lock's first time facing Bill Belichick, I feel like that's going to be Belichick's advantage, plus it's in England. So I'm going to have New England win this game, though. So now they're starting off 3-2. Not bad. Under those circumstances. And they have a early bye. And after that, they're at home versus San Francisco. Automatic loss. Even as a home game, since it would just be too much for them. Automatic loss. And then they go to Buffalo. Automatic loss. It's at Buffalo. They barely won last time with Tom Brady. Buffalo's gotten better. I feel like Buffalo's defense is super good, so automatic loss. So now, instead of a 3-2 start, you're looking at a 3-4 record now. And then they go to the Jets, which I feel like will be a little bit difficult, but until Sam Darnold proves that he can actually combat what the Patriots throw at him, I'm going to get the Patriots to win there. So now you're even 4-4. And now here's where things get interesting. Baltimore comes to New England. Automatic loss. Automatic loss. And then you go to Houston. Now this one would be a close game, be interesting. If it were at home, I would actually say New England might have a chance to win, but because it's on the road, I'm going to go ahead and give the edge there to Houston. So now you go from 4-4 to 4-6, and then versus Arizona, I feel like that'll be a sneaky, difficult game, but they can win that one. So now you're at 5-6, and then at the LA Chargers, because the Chargers don't have a world beater quarterback, I'm not sure if it's going to be Tyler Taylor still or Justin Herbert at this point. If it's Justin Herbert, they're definitely going to win because he's a new quarterback. But I feel like that could be an advantage for. And plus, it's not a true home game for Chargers fans and all that. Like, I feel like they can win that one. So now you're at 6-6. If you can win the rest of your games, then you're talking wild card. But then they stay in California and go to the Rams, and that will be a Thursday night game at Rams. So I would be surprised if the Patriots win that one, but that should be an automatic loss. And then you go to Miami. One interesting thing, they struggle with Miami in the month of, in like the later towards the end of the season. They struggle. Plus, Miami now with Tua should be starting by now. And while Tua's a new quarterback, because Tua's if he's been good like we think he's going to be, then that should be a win. Then that should be a loss at New England. Now, if Tua's stinking up or there's some injury problems or Miami's just not as good as we thought, then that could be a win. But that's probably the biggest coin flip there. And then versus Buffalo, that's good. I'm going to give them a win, but I'm still not confident on that one. And then the Jets at home will be a win. So basically, when you add that up, that's 8-8. And then again, I have like 2 coin flip games. It could be 10, but 9-7, like I thought maybe, but like 8-8. Like that's basically what they're looking at, is 8-8. And 8-8 is not going to get the Patriots to the playoffs. I'm sorry, it's not. So we should stop the hype on Cam Newton going to the Patriots, and until either the Patriots give him some weapons, which they could trade for during midseason, but I'm not sure if they're going to, or they just happen, or a bunch of these teams I feel like are losses, like they just happen to be down for, because again, coronavirus can change everything here. So for example, I would say San Francisco has lost, but Jimmy Garoppolo was out for the game or something because of coronavirus or something. So like things like that can happen, but everything is healthy and stuff like that. Let's just assume loss. So an 8-8, nothing to write home about. So that's why I say let's just pump the brakes on Cam Newton and give him a year and see if he stays healthy, because that's a big thing, and then B, how they navigate through the hard schedule and not lack weapons. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments for me of what you want me to talk about in the future. Thank you very much, and y'all have a wonderful day.